our 2015 recipient of the Payne Stewart Award, Ernie Els. Ernie.
Thank you. Where did my speech go? Well, it's an unbelievable evening here, obviously. First of all, Tracy, Chelsea, great to see you guys. I remember when Chelsea was down here, back down in Orlando. Myself and Liesl, we started having a first home, I guess, because we didn't really have a home in Orlando back in '93. And I remember, running into you guys, and Tracy being from Australia, and myself and Liesl being from South Africa. We kind of hit it off. So it's great to see you guys. And Chelsea, congratulations on getting married. And I'm not sure where Aaron is. Is he playing golf somewhere? So I wouldn't recognize him either. I mean, I ran into Chelsea a couple of years ago, and I walked straight past her. She's like, you're being mean, but I just didn't recognize you. So it's great to see you guys, and thanks for being with us. I got to thank the Southern Company, obviously. You guys came out, obviously, with this, with the Payne Stewart Award after Payne's untimely passing. We never will ever forget 1999. That sticks with me like 9/11 does. It's just been it's been incredible that time's gone so fast. Payne was an incredible guy, but you guys came up with the idea with the Stewart family to award us guys, doing what we're supposed to do, and that's giving back. We play golf as a living on the PGA Tour. If you, as Payne would say, if you're good enough, or lucky enough, in my case, coming from South Africa. And the way that PGA Tour, runs their business is quite phenomenal. I don't believe there's any other organization like that anywhere. You get sponsors to pay for our purse we play for. That's how we attract us with money, and we try and beat each other's minds out on the golf course. We try and win, but at the end of the day, each and every week, the PGA Tour gives back to charity, and they've been doing that for a very long time. I'm not too sure about the total history of the tour, but I know that Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer and the guys had a say in that, changing into an all-player PGA Tour. And with Dean Beeman and with Tim Fincham, being our bosses, it's been a great success. I think the tour has gone through $1 billion in giving back through the years to local communities and stuff, and I think that's just a platform, as Peter said earlier, that we just learn from. Tim goes back to when we met at 24. I was 24 years old, and what were you, 54? You're doing well. But in any case, I was 24 years old. I look around here and I see Jordan here. I see some of the other youngsters. I see the game's changed. I spoke to Jordan earlier, and it's changed now. And I look at the lineup here. We've got the present and future just behind the past and history. Not including Zach and Bill and the guys. Just this little line here. So I'll be joining you guys in a couple of years, all right? But it's so great to see that we seeing the change now, truly a change, and I couldn't be happier and more proud to see where the tour's gone. With this young crowd. They guys that have got their this stuff together already. You know, I remember when I was 24, my wife was still trying to get me in bed by midnight, you know. Hasn't changed much, but in any case. But she's a good wife, let me tell you. But going back, you know, I guess times were a little bit different. You know, we relied on our natural talent a little bit more. You know, Price, who's one of my mentors. And thankfully for him, he kind of slapped me into shape a little bit there. But it just shows you the way the tour life goes. You know, every so often there's a special group of guys that come through. They, you know, you're proud. I was 24. You know, I was hard-headed. You know, it doesn't change too much either, I want to tell you. But you know, there's life changes you in a way. But what I'm trying to say is that because of the tour, the platform that tour has laid, you know, the generations just keep coming through. I'm seeing an unbelievable generation coming through. You guys are going to do so much going forward in your lives. It's going to be incredible. It's going to make us look like we haven't done anything because, you know, with new technology and so forth. And you guys are such a special group. And to stand in front of you guys, the past and the future, the present, and receive this award is just it's blowing my mind. You know, it's incredible. You know, I come from South Africa, myself and Liesel. You know, I was fortunate enough to come out of a family where we had some resources. My dad had enough resources to send me overseas to play as a junior here in the US. I'm so glad I didn't show that picture again of myself and Phil when we were 14 years old. Thank you for that. But we played, you know, I played the Junior World. I played all these special events to see where your talent really is around the world. And you know, one of our foundations is you know, the Ernie Els and Fancourt Foundation, where we look at talent and we don't want that talent to slip through. Because a lot of my friends, they were actually better than me, didn't have that chance to go overseas. You know, the rand dollar exchange rate right now is I think it's close to 13 rand to a dollar. So you can imagine in airfares coming over here, hotels and so forth, to try and play the game that you love is almost impossible in many cases. And in my case, a lot of my friends got left behind, and you know, they're doing different things now. You know, they either club pros, they still play on the local tour, but they never had the opportunity to basically showcase their talents. So we decided to start a foundation back in '99, ironically, in 1999, to, you know, to try and give back to these kids that have a bit of a tough time financially to come over or to better their talents. So we started that foundation. We normally keep it down to about 24 kids during a year. We pay for everything from schooling to golfing to whatever. And fortunately enough, we've recruited well. You know, we've had Louis, a well-documented story. We've had Brandon, you know, and some of the other players. And they're really great guys. We're very lucky, you know. And you know, I just want to say, I mean, it's, you know, you need luck in this game. We've all had our luck, you know. I'm no different, you know. I was a bit of a wild child there, you know. Still comes out every now and again, as I said, but, you know, I almost lost my hand. If I look back, how the man upstairs has looked after me, it's incredible, you know. I've broken a lot of bones in my body from not only in sport, but from car accidents and stuff like that. And now that you're a parent, I look at my daughter and she's starting to drive. I'm like, you know, keep it on the road. But you know, you take things for granted, and I really did. And you know, lady in front here, she really she's been a great inspiration, just a great woman in my life, a great wife, you know, a great mother. Samantha, Ben, we've got the most unbelievable relationship. It's just been incredible, you know, living with you. Or you living with me, I'm not sure. But it's been amazing. And, you know, I love you, and, you know, we're going to grow old together. Thank you. You know, you know, after school, you know, I didn't go to university. I had some offers to go to places. Believe it or not, BYU wanted me. That would have been tough. I don't know for them or for myself, but it would have been a great fit. But there were some other offers. Back in those days, we had to do some military service. My, our international teammate, Sang Moon, good luck, bro. I see you already got a haircut. That's a good start. We had to do 2 years. I thought I'll do it. Not to get into the same case as Sang Moon, you had to do it at some time. So didn't let college affect me. So I went to the military, and then my golf game actually improved. I played golf on Wednesdays with the colonels and generals, try to give them golf lessons. Played a lot of golf over weekends, and you know, my game improved. I decided after the army to turn pro back in, that was October 89. Went through tour school in South Africa, got my card. I remember hitting my very first tee shot into the water right. And you know, it's almost like our South African rugby team that lost to Japan the other day. And you know, those kind of thoughts, I'm sure, went through my mind, because I was like, South African amateur champion, you know, all this hoopla, and here I am making a double on my first hole, thinking I might not get my tour card in South Africa. You know, so in any case, got my tour card, and I just wanted to get over here. You know, my dream was to play in the US. And you know, I remember to today, you know, watching golf on television, you know, watching Tom Watson win. I watched, you know, Larry Nelson win the Oakmont tournament, Nick Feld at Pricey, you know, all you guys. I watched you guys win tournaments. I just wanted to be out here. So it took a while. Okay, I went, you know, through the European deal. I went through tour school a couple of times and failed to get my card. And that was a wake-up call, because I think the good life in South Africa and, you know, things going on wasn't good for my golf. So kind of rededicated myself at 22 and really thought, okay, my way to the US tour is through the European tour, and played in Europe, finished 5th to Sir Nick here in 92. Played with John Cook that Sunday when he missed that short putt on 17, and I'm sorry, John, I'm bringing this up. And bogeyed 18, and you finished like a true champ and winning. But that gave me an opportunity to play in other events, meaning I could get into the US Open 1993, and I could qualify for the Open, British Open again the next year. So, and this is where Payne Stewart comes in again. You know, Payne Stewart won the US Open in 91, and he won the PGA in 89. And there's a wonderful story about Payne, I'm sure you know, because Payne, being US Open champ, wants to go to Muirfield in Scotland to play a practice round. But Payne, being, you know, in his +4s on television, goes to Muirfield with his buddies and gets out of the car there. You know, Payne being Payne, he didn't call anybody because people will know who I am. And gets out of the car, goes to the. I don't even think he went to the secretary's office. You know, I'm probably lapping it on a little bit, yeah. But the truth of the matter is that the guy threw him out of the club because only members can play there. And if you're not a member, you've got to be accompanied by a member. And Payne was like, listen, bud, I am the US Open champion. I'm Payne Stewart. And I'm playing the British Open here at Muirfield in a couple of weeks' time. I need to have a practice round. And the guy said, well, you know, first of all, it's not the British Open, it's the Open Championship. And I don't see a member with you, so sorry. So Payne had to leave. Can you imagine that? I would love to have been there. But to come back to my deal, Lee Jansen and Payne had an unbelievable tussle in 1993 at Baltusrol. But if it wasn't for Lee Jansen missing a putt on 18 from about 6 feet, he would have moved the cut to +2. And I was in +3, sitting with my buddies in the locker room, hoping and praying that Lee would miss his putt. Because as it would be, he missed the putt, and I had an unbelievable weekend and finished 7th at the US Open. And Payne, I remember, had an unbelievably tough finish. Lee beat him. You know, it looked like Payne was going to win. And I got an exemption into the next year's US Open through, you know, Payne went through a lot of pain, you know, that week. And, you know, I got into the US Open. And in 1994, I won that US Open. And, you know, it's amazing. I went through, you know, looking at this and how we were kind of interlinked is amazing, because in 1997, US Open was at Congressional, and I was paired with Payne Stewart and John Daly. And what? And you're right, John was going through a bit of a tough time. I think it was off the golf course mostly. And John played 9 holes, and he said, that's it, I've had enough. But I didn't say goodbye to him, because I was on my way down to the 10th tee, which is the par 4, which we play as number 11 now. And got to the tee, and I was waiting there, and nobody's coming. I thought they went in for lunch or something. But Payne came down, you know, and Payne had a bit of a frown on his face, and he was cussing a little bit, like, I said, what's going on? He goes, well, this so-and-so decided he's not going to play anymore. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're a 2-ball then. So we played 27 holes of the remaining 36 holes, and as a 2-ball, and just had a great time. You know, I felt the intensity that Payne brought. I was going through a bit of a tough time with my game at that time. I missed quite a few cuts. I was a little vulnerable, but I saw the intensity that Payne brought. Like, every shot counted. Every shot, you know, he really tried to play every shot like he was going to win the tournament. And that kind of changed my mindset. And started getting a bit more intense, you know, seeing what he was doing. I ended up winning the tournament. So in 1998, you know, after getting a little playing lesson from Payne, we played the Olympic, the US Open Olympic. And that's when I played with Matt. Yeah, I see Matt's sitting in the audience here. We played there, and here again, Payne Stewart playing, trying to win his National Open. And again, Lee Jansen is there. And he, you know, Lee Jansen wins his second US Open. and Payne getting so close. Remember that putt he played on 18 and the ball almost ran off the green. You know, that's supposed to be fair, USGA. US Open. Sorry about that, Mike, but in any case, check the tape. It wasn't good. So Payne loses another US Open, and then 1999 comes along. And Payne at this stage is 42 years old. You know, at 40, you know, all the media writes us off, guys. And, you know, Payne plays, obviously, in his being, knowing Payne, he was playing to win again. Nobody gave him a chance. Played a very wet Pinehurst. I missed the cut. Samantha was just born. I'll blame it on Samantha. In May. And, you know, I remember watching the US Open on television back in Orlando. And, you know, normally we don't root for anybody watching television, but I couldn't help myself rooting for Payne. And because I started getting to know him a little bit as a competitor, you know, as a human being, you know, in the locker room, you know, he was kind of almost like Peter Jacobson. Yeah, he would be the center of attention, telling stories, and just, you know, go along. And you just kind of listen. You don't say much. But on the course, he was a competitor, and I was really rooting for him. But then again, Phil Mickelson they were expecting their first child, and you were almost hoping for both of them to win. But just for Payne's sake, I thought, you know, this might be his last chance. And the way he won was just incredible. I'll never forget the putt on 16 in the rain for par. I mean, that ball misses the hole. It's almost going off the green. I'm not sure if he birdied 17 or not, but I remember, obviously, we remember the 18th putt. And then and the way he won, I could see a big change in Payne. You know, it wasn't as, can I say it? He wasn't as cocky, but he was happy. He was almost happy, you know, in a different way. So something I could see happen in his life, and that was a sweet, special moment with him going to Phil, grabbing his face, and talking to him about fatherhood. I'm sure I don't know what they were talking about. I'm sure that was going on, but that was just such a special moment. And, you know, watching it tonight again, seeing the emotion was really special. So, and then, you know, I also wrote this down, you know, conceding the putt to Colin Montgomery at the 99 Ryder Cup. Probably the Ryder Cup that we still talk about for such a long time. And it's amazing that also happened in 1999. It's ridiculous. I mean, you think about all the things that happened that year. You know, conceding the putt after the US team already won the cup, I thought was incredible. And then a month later, you know, you know, it was all over. It was just incredible. So, you know, with all my talk here, I just, you know, it is. In my years, when I look back, I look at how special the group of guys that we are. You know, we got the guys here that I'm going to join soon. We got the guys here that are the present, future. But the ball just keeps on rolling, you know. And my little bit of advice I can give anybody, you know. I'm still listening to guys like Johan Rupert and my wife and a lot of other people. So don't stop listening. But my little bit of advice is just, you know, go out there and do your thing the way you feel you want to do it. And all the other stuff are going to just fall in place. You know, you don't have to try and start a charity. You know, we did it because it affected our lives. And I think that was the easiest thing in the world to do. It doesn't feel like we're trying to give back or get on television. We just wanted to create a better life for our son. And as it would be, we're affecting other lives. And I think that's what it's all about. You know, it's all about, you know, something that you feel strongly about and you want to change something. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. But I just want to say, I'm so proud to be on this list of Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Byron Nelson, Ben Crenshaw, Nick Price, Tom Watson, Jay Haas, Brad Faxon, Gary Player, Hal Sutton, Davis Love, Kenny Perry, Tom Lehman, David Toms, Steve Stricker, Peter Jacobson, Sir Nick Felder. To be on this list is the who's who of golf. And, you know, there are so many other players, PGA Tour pros on tour. You know, I'm receiving this award tonight, but there are so many players on tour. Probably each and every player on tour has got something going on where they're giving back. And that's, as I said, it comes from the platform you guys have laid, from Southern Company, coming up, helping the Stewart family, helping us, and may it continue. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much.